Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kolon Yamla, Adonai Yahweh, Bashem Shamlak, Yahushai, Bashem Kakdash, the honor to the apostles and those great millstone, peace and safety, hopeful, like Shalom. So, as you can see, this is, what you call it, a man who first received a heart transplant from coming from a pig. And it says right here, man gets genetically modified pig heart in world's first transplant. And Lil Woolen, I'll come up with a title. I don't got one in mind as of now, but it says, U.S. man has become the first person in the world to get a heart transplant from a genetically modified pig. And David Bennett, 57, is doing well 3 days after the experimental 7-hour procedure in Baltimore. And doctors say the transplant was considered the last hope of saving Mr. Bennett's life, though it is not yet clear what his long-term chances of survival are. It was either die or do this transplant, Mr. Bennett explained a day before the surgery. I know it's a shot in the dark, but it's my last choice, he said. Doctors at University of Maryland Medical Center were granted a special dispensation by the U.S. medical regulator to carry out the procedure on the basis that Mr. Bennett, who has terminal heart disease, would otherwise have died. And mind you, he has a disease with the heart. It's not like he got his heart taken out or some shit. So these people are just completely oblivious to how to heal that naturally. But I'm just gonna go along with the article right now. He had been deemed ineligible for a human transplant, a decision that is often taken by doctors when the patient is in very poor health. The pig used in the transplant had been genetically modified to knock out several genes that would have led to the organ being rejected by Mr. Bennett's body, the AFP news agency reports. For the medical team who carried out the transplant, it marks a culmination of years of research and could change lives around the world. And Surgeon Bartley Griffith said the surgery would bring the world one step closer to solving the organ shortage crisis. Currently, 17 people die every day in the U.S. waiting for a transplant, with more than 100,000 reportedly on the waiting list. And it says people die all the time on the waiting list, waiting for organs. If we could use genetically engineered pig organs, they'd never have to wait. They could basically get an organ as they needed it. And the possibility of using animal organs for so-called xenotransplantation to meet the demand has long been considered, and using pig heart valves is already common. I'm just gonna go along with this other article, and I see here it says there's 3 ethical issues around pig heart transplants. So one of the medical issues, or the ethical issues, is animal rights. You got the PETA, which is the people for the ethical treatment of animals. They feel like it's like a waste of resources, and I'm not gonna lie, it is in a way. But the fact of the matter is that this Esau is a fucking devil, and he's not gonna teach these people, there's natural ways to basically, which in other words, holistic ways to basically, to heal diseases, and to basically remove any type of bacteria in your body, any mucus in your body, I should say, which is a form of bacteria that causes these diseases to occur. But they're not going to teach you what they teach you in the Bible, like what brothers be teaching that comes straight from the Bible on how to pretty much make most of these diseases go away. And the answer is simple. It's just you follow the dietary law, right? And that's how it goes away. And then you fast. But Eastside don't want to teach that. Then when you make a video lesson teaching shit like this, they want to take the video down and shit like that. You know what I mean? And speaking against all the wicked shit that this devil permits and this devil like promotes as well. Don't get me wrong, he don't only permit it, you know, he promotes it, but yet he prohibits you from saying, you know, from promoting natural health. He would pretty much say it's not regulated by the FDA. These products have not been to heal anything. You know what I mean? But it doesn't only take one product. You have to do a multiple of products, you know? You have to fast on it. But nah, they don't want to teach that. They don't teach that at all. And mind you, in the first article that I brought up about the transplant, they mentioned about GM pigs. So there's this another article speaking about the you know, genetically modified pigs. It says GM pigs take steps to being organ donors. And you know, and you have people thinking that, oh, this is a good idea because, you know, people on the waiting list is gonna, well, so tell you some bad news. I really got some bad news for y'all. In fact, a genetically modified animal is a real defiled animal, and a pig just makes it even more defiled than what it is. So, with that being said, genetically modification, which in other words is genetic engineering, it is pretty much antibiotics, chemicals, as well as other animal genes. So, like, yeah, this is Satan. So many sirens passing by my crib. I don't know why. So, basically, genetically engineering is, yeah, like I said, antibiotics, other chemicals, and mind you, and there's other genes as well going into the animal's body, right? Being experimented on an animal. And it's, you know, with the experimentation, you know, it's like different genes basically making the animal either bigger, stronger, you know, giving them certain features that the normal animal wouldn't have. But there's a lot of drawbacks with this genetically engineering, and I did a video about it, you know, that the Lord is against these type of practices, so you could look at it and see, you know, the cons of it. And then you look at the pros and you just realize the pros is mostly for profits, you know, for people that sell the, you know, the meat of these animals, and, you know, people that basically are keeping these animals, like, you know, detained, you know, whether they be in the zoos, whether they be in the what you call it, certain companies that pretty much are under animal research. Yeah, because it's just all for profit, man. That's what this devil does. He promotes this type of wickedness, and it's like he doesn't have no type of regards of, you know, of animal, you know, health and animal safety. You know, he don't care. That's why scriptures tell you that the righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. It's like when it's coming to Esau, and his mercy is just wicked. It's like you will stay alive, but at the expense of him basically making you suffer, which is having you to live a bitter life. That's how he'll give you mercy. And that's just hella petty. So, it says scientists successfully rid 37 pigs of viruses hiding in their DNA, overcoming one of the biggest, big barriers to transplanting pig organs to people. The team at eGenesis admits preventing pig organs from being rejected by the human body remains a huge challenge. But experts said it was a promising and exciting first step. And the reason why it's not supposed to be, you know, put in your body, that's why it's such a big challenge. And in fact, a huge challenge, as it said in the article. So, you know, I just want to bring out some scriptures, you know, with this lesson now, because so now in Leviticus 11 chapter verse 4, it says, nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof. I'm gonna skip down to verse 7 because this is, you know, the animal that I'm speaking about mainly. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he chew not the cud. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. Exactly. So the Lord said you're not even supposed to eat a fucking a pig. let alone touch a pig, he said. Right? And mind you, like I said, in the article, the last one I brought up about the genetically modified pigs, right? I mentioned that the pig is a defiled animal. And, I'm just citing it from the scriptures. So now you mean to tell me that you're not only giving pig donors, but to make matters even worse, you're actually giving a genetically modified pig um, organs to people as a donor. You know what I mean? Like, but you see, when it's coming to the Rothschilds, like, they have certain privileges, because this is their kingdom. Like, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, like this guy David Rockefeller, because these elites, like I said, they have privileges, so they're able to do these things because it's their kingdom. So he had about 7 heart transplants, and like it said in the article, you got over 100,000 people waiting for a transplant. And that's the fucked up thing about it, is that they over here promoting pharmaceutical drugs, and another thing too, that's what they're promoting to, like, basically combat diseases, because they said that he had some sort of heart disease in the article, in the first article that I brought out, that guy. And instead, Esau don't want to teach you about natural health, and his response to you teaching about natural health, you want to take down your videos and shit like that. He want to basically say, oh, it's medical misinformation, giving some fucking bullshit ass bogus lie in response to your video that goes against, like, the elite's plans. So people dying from all these health related diseases, and if they understood the scriptures and followed the dietary law and followed the laws on fasting, this wouldn't be such a big problem. You will save, in fact, millions of lives that are dying at the hands of these doctors, that are dying in these hospitals. And it's mainly at the hands of these doctors, because they giving you all these chemicals in your body to try to combat the disease. They're giving you all these type of treatments, which in fact is destroying your body. And the treatments is what fucks you up even more. You're better off just drinking water and just fasting and just, eating, like, a little bit over time, to combat it. You're better off just doing it without, like, their help, because they're only just fucking you up. Just to put that out there. And another scripture that goes along with this lesson is this scripture I'm about to bring out right now. This is going to this fucking devil Esau, mainly, because this is his kingdom, so of course he's the one that is the shot caller on this side. He's the one that promotes certain levels of wickedness, even as going as far as doing away with the dietary law. And it says in Job chapter 13 verse 4, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Exactly. And I know, like, in school, like, you will have this health pyramid shit. They will go as far as to say that, oh, you could eat 3 meals a day. You have to eat 3 meals a day. That's essential. And they will say some shit like, you can't miss out on those meals. Like, you should always aim for 3 meals a day. You know what I mean? And it's just nothing but just straight wickedness, because you're only supposed to eat when your body requires energy, and you ideally supposed to eat, like, 1 meal a day. 2 wouldn't be bad, right? But you should pretty much eat when your body requires energy. And obviously if you work out, your body's going to require more energy. And you're only supposed to eat to when you need that energy, pretty much. And if you're just sitting around all day and stuff like that, if you're not really working or whatever, you could just eat like 1 meal a day. It wouldn't be bad, and have snacks or whatever. So, but the fucked up thing about it is that when this devil Esau, he also has, like, pork, like, that's like one of the most famous defiled foods, you know, alongside with seafood is pork. You know, for breakfast, people eat pork sausage, pork bacon, and you know, they also eat like ham, and there's no problem with it in on this side. You know what I mean? That's how Esau looks at it. Like there's no problem with it at all. You know, but it's a problem when you do a video speaking against it, because you know why? This is what Esau would do. He would take down your video and say that it's misinformation that you're spreading about health, and that's why Job chapter 13 verse 4 says again, like, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Exactly. Even your so-called doctors, the only doctors that are actually valuable are holistic doctors, pretty much. And you can see why they're killing them off. There's an article about that. They killed off Dr. Sabi. And they know why. They know what they're doing. But all these other doctors that had to spend like what 15, 12 years in med school, after graduating college, and they have no value at all. They're giving you over-the-counter medicine treatments that are actually destroying your body and furthering the spread of the disease, acting like they're combating against it. But this is knowledge to Esau. This is what Esau will call knowledge. All the years spent in med school, waste for what type of knowledge? For nothing but foolishness. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 16 says, know ye that ye are the temple of Yahweh, and that the Spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you. If any man defile the temple of Yahweh, him shall Yahweh destroy, for the temple of Yahweh is holy, which temple ye are. Exactly. So the dietary law is significant because, like, you have to do that's what's right for your temple. And the problem is, like, with people is like they figure that they can eat whatever they want, and that's what's mostly the cause of their diseases. That's why they're getting high blood pressure, gout, diabetes, and other type of related illnesses, because it's like they don't take care of their health, especially our people, which is so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American people. They don't take care of their health. So that's the reason why a lot of y'all ended up in the hospital. And like I said, you could save millions of people. If Esau would save millions of lives if he actually was teaching about the dietary law and the fasting law, if he actually promoted that. But people don't care. They're hooked up on GMO and processed foods, which is like one of the most famous foods to be bought in the stores. And they promote these foods all for profits, for more profits. And they feel like this is how they make more money, so they don't care. Brothers show countless of times how much Esau is a devil, and it's like, if you don't understand that he's a devil at this point, I don't know what to tell y'all. But and it looks like from from what I've seen from that article, it's like that devil, that guy looked like he's an Edomite, and that was going through these health problems, and we don't really give a fuck about Edomites pretty much, but this is just like a warning, like, to the people that any of them suffering from any health related illnesses or so. Your best bet is to follow the dietary laws and this, and to follow like the fasting laws and stuff. Don't take part in this type of wicked ass thing that Esau is doing, which is like giving animal organs and trying to promote not only animal organs but genetically modified animal organs to actually give that as transplants. And with that, just end the lesson right there. And I hope I made the lesson edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praises, honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Shah Malak, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, peace, citation, hope for elect. Yahweh Shem, Yahshua, Bakashah, Shalak, Rayam, Adawam, Wa, Goyam, Wa, Abba, Shalom.